Hello, hello. Oh my god, I can hear myself so clearly. Got my little alien friends here with me. This is Roger and Frank. Hey guys, welcome to my first live podcast. This is called Bitches with No Friends because for a long time I have been a bitch without friends. Not by choice in the beginning, but I would say by choice definitely now. I hope I'm not too loud. If I'm blaring, I'm so sorry. This is my first time using the microphone. So let me just tell you guys why I wanted to start this podcast. I've been wanting to do podcasting for a really long time. I feel like streaming is something that's obviously really popular right now, and I think a live podcast would be fun. I was at work and I was listening to IE Besties, shout out to you guys, and they had a caller. She called in for some advice, and as she was talking, she just started pouring, right? Like she was just crying. And then it hit me. I'm like, I've definitely been in a situation where I wanted to talk to somebody and I felt like I didn't have anybody to talk to. You know, me, I'm 25 years old. I'm not married, but I've been in a long-term relationship. So technically I have a husband. I have 2 kids, 3 dogs, and a snake. I work full-time. You know, I'm trying to get a second job. It's so many things that are always going on at once, and you just feel like you don't have time for friends, or the friends that you do make, like you're always on different levels, but sometimes you just need somebody else to talk to, like a female companionship. You know, I think that there's just something about it that hits a little different. Girls, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, my point is with this is for you guys to just sit here and chill with me on a Friday night. If you have nothing to do, if you're getting ready to go out, if you're fucking doing laundry, if you're cleaning, or if you're crying and bed rotting in your bed, regardless of what it is, it's just to feel like you have another voice kind of chiming in, or just like, I don't know, just girl time, bitch. That's all this is. I'm not doing too much now. Okay, so let's get into the first topic. One of the first things I wanted to talk about is having a better routine and not waiting last minute to get stuff done. I feel like this is really important, and this is something that I'm still learning to do. You guys know, like, whenever you wake up and then you decide to push something off, I'll get it done tomorrow, I'm really bad at fucking wanting to do shit last minute. I'll have, like right now, I have hella laundry that is fucking piling up in the room, and I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it tomorrow. It gets to the weekend, I have the time to do it now, but I just want to relax because I've been working all week. But now I've just stressed myself out, and I added more things to my plate than I needed to. Or it can even go along the lines with waking up for work. I really want to get in the routine where I go to work at 8 a.m. I have to be there at 8 a.m. I wake up at 6:30 knowing good and well I have a whole motherfucking hour drive to get there. Why do I do that to myself? When I like to wake up early, I like to give myself the time to, you know, like get ready and just like wake the fuck up, because normally I don't wake up fully until I get there. Like, I want to be one of those girlies that have the routine where I wake up, I use the bathroom, do what I gotta do in there, drink my cup of coffee, you know, relax, sit down, do my makeup, all that good stuff, and I'm just not doing it. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, the next thing. Walk by faith, not by sight. I guess I can go into why I'm doing this also right now. I have a really strong relationship with God, and I'm still like working on it. And if you're not religious by any means, I'm not trying to push anything on you. I'm not like 1,000% religious like person either. I don't follow a structure, but I want to say that I'm more spiritual, if that makes sense. If any of you guys can relate, then cool beans, whatever. But there comes a time where I feel you just get really overwhelmed with a lot of things that are happening, and then you can just have that split moment where you're like, okay, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I here? I'm scared. I'm choking. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know the next step. It's okay, he's fine. Sorry guys, just my dog. Hi, teddy bear. But you gonna knock everything down. Relax. I don't know this next step. I don't know what to do. But that's what walking by faith and not by sight is. You don't always know what's gonna happen, but you just gotta close your eyes, hold your hand out, and say, God, I give it all to you. And actually, shout out to my man. He's right behind the camera. He reminded me of that today. You know, I really believe in now we're going into another conversation, which is like synchronicities and stuff. I really believe in synchronicities because all last month, literally all of my podcasts were talking about, you just gotta trust God. You just gotta give it to God. You gotta give it to God. That was like my motto all last month. This week, I got really out of it. I got really in my head. My anxiety, my overthinking, everything was just like taking over me. I was just a big ball of fucking being miserable. Of course, when you're in a relationship, nobody talks about the ugly side. It transgressed to my man. And then he said today, you know, he was at work and he just had a moment where he was like, okay, God, I give it to you. And when he told me that, you guys, he said he felt himself like a weight lifted off his shoulder. Like he felt like everything was just like alleviated. I felt that too. And sometimes you just like, you don't even realize like the seeds that you're planting as you're going along. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense. Yeah, that's basically it for that one. Okay, next topic, becoming your own friend. Okay, this one is really fucking important, especially to me. So I moved to PA around, what was it, 2020? Yeah, so I came over here in 2020, and I felt really fucking alone, obviously. I was somebody who was really close to my family, you know, I had my friends and everything like that. And then I came over here, and on top of that, y'all know 2020 is when COVID started. So that made it even harder, because not only did I feel like, you know, of course I had my man, but I was away from the people that I've been used to my entire life. Now I can't even like go out or like do anything to get my mind off of it. So I was just stuck, and I was like trapped inside. So I started like trying to tap back into, okay, what makes me happy? What do I like? What do I like to do? And a big thing for that was makeup. Makeup is literally my form of therapy. I can't even stress this to you guys enough. So I started doing my little makeup stuff, and then even like as a kid, I really like acting and like skits and stuff like that. So then I started doing those, and lo and behold, here comes my TikTok. I got my first video over 1 million views, and that shit felt fucking amazing. I was like, oh my god. Now it's been a struggle with my TikTok, and this actually leads into the next topic, which is content creation, but let's finish this one first. With learning how to become my own friend and doing hobbies and investing time in myself, not only did I learn how to be okay by myself, something good came out of that, which is this platform that I'm now trying to use to figure out what is my next step in life. Have I been consistent the way I should have been? No, but I'm only human, and that's okay, and that's why we're here talking about all these things. Yeah, it's just really important. Be your own friend. Make time for yourself. Spend time with yourself. Do things that you like, and do things that you enjoy and make you happy. I feel like once you get in that energy of knowing how to, you know, be okay with yourself, everything else will come along. And, you know, I may still be a bitch with no friends, but I have family, and that's even better. And the family that I have is solid. I have like one or two friends that are not my blood, but I consider them family. We don't need friends around here. Friends is just shit. It's too crazy. Okay, so content creation. Yeah, so my TikTok blew up, and I would say after a year, maybe even less than a year of doing like regular TikTok stuff, and then my video blew up, I automatically went to like 20k. Now, I did stop posting for like 2 years, and now we're in 2025. I would say this year, last year, is when I've really started trying to be more consistent and just posting anything and everything. And I'm telling you guys, I cannot stress this enough. If you have shit sitting in your drafts right now, post that shit. What the fuck are you waiting for? The most random shit that I post always goes viral. Always. It never fails. If you go on my page, there's a video that has 11.5 million views, which is absolutely crazy. 11.5 million views, which is crazy. Literally, that video, I had just got off work. I'm fucking stanky booty monkey butt up in that bitch. Okay, not monkey butt, but you know what I mean. Like, I was greasy and sweaty, and yeah. We're watching Shrek. My man says this. You go watch it, you'll see. I'm like, fuck it, let me just post it. Maybe somebody else will peep it. It fucking blew up. Do y'all know how much money I made off of that? Well, I'm gonna tell you. $5,000, almost $6,000. After I just worked a 10-hour shift. I didn't even make a quarter of that money in a 10-hour shift. I made that shit in fucking 2 minutes. Oh, it was a minute. It was a minute and 1 second long. That blew my mind. When I went to work the next day, I was like, oh my God, I can actually do this. Maybe, I don't know. You know, that self-doubt and everything else starts creeping in. Yeah, so I was getting pretty, like, it's just intense. And then when you think about 11.5 million people watching you, listening to you, like, it's absolutely fucking insane. Like, that's more people than's in the state of PA. Like, I can't even fathom. I couldn't wrap my head around it. But that's just what taking a risk and just what posting. My man always laughs at me because I always bring up this quote that Miley Cyrus says, and she talks about I don't know if you guys seen it. It was like the VMAs or the Grammys or something. And she was like, basically, like, celebrities are not that much different from, like, regular human beings. Like, obviously, besides a tax bracket, bitch, like, you know. But at the end of the day, we're all still human. And she still gets the same fear. But the only difference is she still goes on the stage. She still talks. She still sings. She still does whatever the fuck she wants to do. I feel like people that are obviously, and you know, it's a different situation because she did grow up with her father that was already a celebrity and like performing and like confidence. Like, your upbringing obviously has a very big factor when it comes to things like that. But at the end of the day, she's still a human, and if she didn't decide she didn't want to do any of that, she didn't fucking have to. If she wanted to listen to that voice in her head that says I'm scared and not do it, then that would have been her route. She would never be who the fuck she is right now. It doesn't matter who your parents are. It doesn't matter where you come from. There's plenty of people. There's plenty of celebrities. And let's not even talk about celebrities. If you don't want to do, let's say, be in the public space, there's other ways to make money and to become something without, you know, like, being in the public space. You just have to take that chance. You have to take that risk. There's lots of people who end up making a lot of money who are like starting ATM businesses, vending machine businesses, fucking opening laundry mats. Like, only God knows what. There's something out there for you. But remember, you gotta start being your own friend, finding things that you like, finding stuff that interests you, and everything else would fall into place. Walk by faith, not by sight, all of that good stuff. As I was talking, I wanted this to be about, you know, you feeling hurt or feeling like you have a friend. If my hair is messed up, I'm so sorry, I can't see myself. If you like have something you want to get off your chest, if it's a funny story, if it's a scary, spooky story. I've been listening to a lot of scary stuff lately, but that's a whole nother thing we'll get into. Anything you just want to share, anything you want to get off your chest, bitch, you can go ahead, DM me on my Instagram, which is Chunky Fresa, CHUNKIIFRESA, 2 eyes, because I'm always watching you, bitch. I'm making sure you're going over there and you sharing your testimonial. Okay, I really wanted to talk about this because I feel like I relate to it a lot. I don't know what y'all For You pages look like, but this is why I'm a bitch with no friends. Did you guys see the birthday girl video? If you didn't see it, to just chime you in a little bit, this girl went out with her friend for her friend's birthday. And while they're in the car, the friend gets upset because she says the girl in the passenger seat, the one who's making the video, is trying to up her on her own birthday. So she's like, bitch, you should have wore a jean skirt or some shit like that. Basically telling her she should have fucking dressed down so that way it wouldn't outshine her, because she's like, oh, you know, you got more body than me. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a situation like that, but I've been in something similar. And I feel like you guys have to watch out for these red flags. I'm sorry, maybe this is just me, maybe I don't know, maybe I read into situations way too much, and maybe sometimes I can overanalyze. But I feel like, you know, when there's a friend like that, like, there's just signs, there's red flags, you can see it. Before that night she went out with her, I guarantee you she was peeping shit before that, and that's why she was so quick to pull out her fucking phone and record her. You guys, I'm telling you, if you need this sign right now, if you have somebody that you're thinking of in your head as I'm talking about this, cut them off. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to like deep dive into it. It's not worth it. It's not worth your peace. It's not worth your mentee. It's not worth it at all. That is actually fucking insane. Because you see, I'm the type of bitch, if we go out and let's say it's a group of girls, right, I want all of us to look good. I want all of us to look tea. I want all of us to be 10s. Your lash is falling off, I'm fixing it for you. I got the glue in my bag. Your lip liner smearing, don't worry, I got you. But then there's people like that, and it blows my fucking mind how somebody even thinks that way, because my brain just don't even operate like that. Like, that shit is wild. I don't understand. Okay. All right, baby. Are you ready for these Am I the Assholes? What is AITA? Aita? All right. Oh, am I the asshole? Duh. Okay, I'm stupid. Am I the asshole for insisting we split the bill based on what people actually ordered instead of evenly splitting the bill? I, 29 male, I'm gonna be like, already yes. The man is always wrong. Already yes, instantly. I, 29 male, went to dinner with a group of friends for my friend Jess's 28 female birthday. There were 8 of us. The restaurant was one of those trending tapas places, but people mostly ordered for themselves. I eat mostly plant-based for medical reasons, don't drink, and stuck to a few small veggie dishes and a sparkling water. Okay, it's a whole order. Okay. My total came out to about $27 with tip. When the bill came, Jess's boyfriend, okay, Jess got a boyfriend, immediately said we should just split it evenly, and everyone nodded along. Jess's boyfriend is bro. He's the asshole. For context, some of them ordered multiple rounds of cocktails, steak, dessert, the whole thing. Their totals were closer to 60 to 70 a person. I didn't say anything at first, but when they started doing the math, I said I'd rather just pay for what I ordered. That's okay, that's understandable. That did not go over well. One person said it's her birthday, and another said I was making it complicated. I calmly explained I didn't have any of the expensive stuff, and I didn't think it made sense for me to chip in extra for things I didn't eat or drink. I Venmoed $30, rounded up, and said happy birthday before heading out. I didn't make a big scene. Now I get texts from people saying I made things awkward and was being cheap. Jess hasn't said anything, but I know some people are annoyed. For what it's worth, I split evenly in the past when things were similar, but this was not that. I don't drink, I didn't eat any of the shared stuff, and I didn't think it's fair to cover someone else's cocktails just because it's easier. My girlfriend said I was technically right, but I could have read the room better. Yeah, your girlfriend was absolutely right. That was something that maybe, I don't know, because can that even be a discussion beforehand? This one's hard. Yeah, see, your total was only $30. This was 60 to 70 a person. I don't know, babe. What do you think? Is he the asshole? Yeah, I don't think so either. I think you were valid. Everybody want to order fucking steak and cocktails and dessert, and all you had was a little bit of veggies and sparkling water. You weren't the asshole, but maybe just don't go out with that group of friends again, because why? Let's see. Let's find another one. Oh, this one sounds funny. Am I the asshole for being possessive over my food? So I'm gonna get straight to the point. Today I brought wings and fries and I didn't finish it all, so I put it in the fridge so I could have it later. A few hours later, I go in the fridge and it was all gone. Mind you, there was like 4 wings and a whole container of fries in there. It's just me, my mom's boyfriend, and his son. So I asked Sam where my food went and he said he gave it to his son. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Obviously, I was upset because 1, you didn't even ask, and 2, you gave all of it to him, knowing he wouldn't finish it. So now half of the food I paid for is sitting in the trash. You're not wrong. I told him to stop feeding my food to his son without asking, which he does all the time. He'll take my food from the fridge and just give it to his son. He never ever asks. Like, I don't mind sharing, but I feel like taking things without asking isn't nice. He told me I'm being possessive over food and that it's not deep. Sam also said I'm 16 refusing to share with the 8-year-old as if I'm a toddler. So am I the asshole? Oh, look, 111, angel number, yes. Okay, no, you're not wrong. 2, he needs to feed his own fucking son. Why is he giving him your food that you paid for? You need to talk to your mama about that, girl, because that's not right. I don't like that. And one thing I don't play about is food. Am I the asshole for asking my boyfriend to reconsider our 50-50 financial split after moving in together? Ooh, financial means is always a scary topic. Okay, let's get into it. I, 26 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 28 male, for almost 2 years. We moved in together about 6 months ago. Before we moved in, we had separate places and generally split things when we went out. Dinners, trips, etc., which felt fair. But now that we live together, I've started to notice how unbalanced things feel. We split rent, bills, and 50-50, which on paper sounds fair, but I make significantly less than him. Like, he's in tech making nearly 3 times what I make. I work in education, so 50% of my income is going towards rent, and for him, it's like maybe 15% or something. I've had to cut back on a lot. No more gym memberships, barely going out, and meanwhile, he just bought a PS5 and went on a weekend trip with his friends. Okay. I also ended up doing more of the cooking, cleaning, groceries, laundry, not because he demands it, but because he just doesn't really do it unless I ask. I brought this up recently and he said I'm being unfair and trying to change the rules. We agreed on when we moved in. He says it's not his fault. I chose a lower paying career. Bitch, fuck you. And if we start doing these things based on income, then what's next? Keeping score on everything? Yeah, girl. Okay, just finish it before I say my thoughts. I'm not saying he needs to pay all of the rent or anything. I just think 50-50 isn't fair when one person makes so much more. My friends are kind of split. Some agree. Some say I knew what I was getting into, and it's not fair to expect him to pay more now. The only thing I'm asking is for my boyfriend to realize and be considerate of the fact that half of my money is being spent on our rent and try to find some sort of compromise. So am I the asshole for wanting to split 50-50? What is DLDR? My boyfriend and I split rent and bills 50-50 and he makes almost 3 times. Oh, okay. I guess like a little summary of it. Okay, this one's kind of hard because you guys have been together for 2 years. You're 26, he's 28, so that means you guys started dating when you were 24 and he was 26. You guys are already older, you're already a little established, you chose your careers. I think you're not fully wrong. Okay, I think that, I don't know, I just feel like a man should be wanting to take care of you a little bit more and be a little more understanding. And not even just because that you're a woman, but it's the fact that you're a woman who cooks and cleans after his ass. Like, you're doing all these extra chores in the house on top of like your own work and everything like that, and he's not pitching in for any of that. He's just fucking playing games and going on trips with his friends. It sounds like he doesn't want to even like compromise or anything either. So I just think, baby girl, you made your bed and now you have to lie in it. You guys are not married or anything yet, so I think once in 6 months, 6 months finish and you finish your 12-year lease, I hope you're renting. Yeah, you said rent. I think figure it out from there. On top of that, if you knew that he wanted to split everything 50-50 and you went ahead and got a place with him and in this place you knew it was going to take a big chunk of your check, I'm sorry, but that's on you, and there needs to be some accountability. I know probably the idea of you guys moving together sounded nice at the moment and everything like that, but it's a good thing you guys are still boyfriend and girlfriend and not married, because I don't know, it couldn't be me, bitch. It's hard for me to speak on things like this because I've been with my man since I was 16 and I'm 25 now. It's almost been 10 years. So everything we have together, we've kind of like built together and all of that stuff. So we have a mutual understanding. And on top of that, like, not to like compare anything, but me and my man, we split basically everything 50-50. He takes more of it, honestly, and he still helps me with the household stuff. So all I'm gonna say is sometimes the grass is greener on the other fucking side. Bitch, get the fuck out of there. I don't like that. No, I kind of want to do a scary one. Let's see.
Reddit ghost stories.
Huh?
Reddit ghost stories.
Reddit ghost stories. Okay, yeah, let's do a ghost story. I'm feeling creepy and spooky. I don't know how to work this. The search bar. Okay, Reddit. Oh, should we do it about the what is it called? Okay, I was gonna say the what are those fucking mountains that we've been talking about? Apache? No? You know what I'm talking about? Alright. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I'm looking up Reddit ghost stories right now. Here we go, my ghost story. Actually, let me take a sip. This was posted 13 days ago. Spooky. Hi, teddy bear. So I've been reading a lot of ghost stories in Reddit. Not only ghost stories, but every kind of paranormal things that tells, there's a typo. That tells that there is so much more to this world we live in, like an afterlife, heaven, souls, etc. I read them all because I'm scared to think that after we die, we just cease to exist for all of eternity, and it really freaks me out. That's why I held on to this kind of story. Maybe it's not a typo, maybe it's just a drink. It is. Okay. So I was like 8 or 9 years old at the time. I was watching a TV show in the bedroom with my sibling, a year younger than me. It was our favorite show called KMJS, Kapuso Mo Jessica Soho, which unfortunately, its airtime is on 9 p.m. So we pretty much stayed up late to watch it. As for our parents, our mom went to sleep downstairs and our dad is still at work. Now our bedroom door broken. I forgot how it got broken. Probably from a fight, by the way. Toxic household. Same. Not now, before. Okay, bye. Now pay attention because the doorknob is the important detail. Okay, it's broken. So the doorknob is not wobbly. Like when you open and close the door, it would wobble up and down. Wobble baby, wobble baby. Instead, someone needs to hold the doorknob and actually pull it up and down in order for it to shake. Again, this is an important detail. Okay. Now, in order to shut the door without it creaking open is to either use the padlock or stick a towel when it shuts. Yeah, she has typos. That's why I'm fucking up. And that's why I did use a towel to shut the door. I didn't use the padlock since me and my sibling might fall asleep and end up locking our parents out. We all share the same bedroom. Oh, sorry, girl. Used to be me. Okay, so we were watching the TV when suddenly the door started opening slowly. I noticed it since it makes a eerie creaky sound. I didn't get scared because I just thought the towel I put it was a bit loose. I stood up and closed the door with a towel. I went back to bed and continued watching TV. It hasn't even been a minute when the door opened again. And now I have to close the door again, and I did. The instant I can't even take this ghost story seriously because there's so many fucking typos and it's fucking me up. Learn how to write, bitch, because I can't read. Oh my god, where'd I leave up? Okay, hold on, guys. Okay. I went back to bed and continued watching TV. It hasn't even been a minute when the door opened again, and now I have to close the door again, and I did. The instant I laid my head in bed, the door opened up again. Ooh, we need like sound effects. I'm getting a bit annoyed, so I just ordered my sibling to do it instead. I feel you, girl. I watched him close it, and this time it better stay that way. But then a moment later it opens up again. I had enough and just used the padlock so the door would stay shut. But the moment I sat down, the door had started to shake violently. And I know, and my sibling knows, that someone or something is trying to get in from the other side of the door. We both looked at the doorknob, and we could obviously tell that someone is holding onto it at the other side, since the doorknob is the one moving up and down like crazy. I didn't waste a second, though, and grabbed a pillow and throw it on the floor. But before it could even hit the door, suddenly stopped shaking. We were so scared, but still the moment it stopped, I ran to the door to open it while holding another pillow. You're fucking stupid. You just let it in, bitch. I looked around and saw nothing. I checked the other room, which was in front of me, and also found nothing. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. Right here, right now. Make sure I don't turn it off. If y'all ever deal with anything paranormal, like if you hear knocking at the door and like you look out the window, don't open it, and you look out the window or in the peephole or something and you don't see nothing there, don't open the door, because when you open the door, you're gonna let that shit in. Ooh. Okay. Once we realized that there was no one upstairs beside us, we quickly ran down to find our mom, which we saw asleep on the couch and also supposedly waiting for our dad to come home. Now y'all might be wondering that it's just our mom pulling a prank on us for staying up late, but no, because we would know if someone was climbing up the stairs. Our stairs is spiral and made out of metal, and also just beside the door to our bedroom. We've been living in our house for a long time, and our ears had grown sensitive to the sound of stairs creaking if someone is going up or down, probably because the parents would fight a lot, or whoever was always fighting. Besides, even if it was our mom, I would have caught her in the act trying to escape, since I opened the door quickly as possible to see who's on the other side. If she ran down the stairs to avoid detection, the stairs would have made a loud stomping noise. And if she tippy-toed so that she can make a little sound as possible, I really would have caught her in the act. So we woke her up and told everything that happened. She didn't believe us and even got angry for waking her up. It probably would have started her, bitch. We decided to wait for a while. We decided to stay with her and wait for our dad to come home. We waited for a while. Finally, he's back. We quickly ran up to him, tell him the whole story again, and guess what? He just shrugged us off and said we were not just praying enough. I'm laughing because oh my god. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. So I guess he's just too tired because of a long day at work. That's crazy. You're not praying enough. Oh my god. But still, I wish he could have comforted us. Oh, I'm sorry, baby girl, but you still need to learn how to spell. To this day, I still remember the experience like it was yesterday. Still, I want to know what your opinions are about this experience of mine. Like, was I really not praying enough? Damn, somebody is fucked up. You said that you were watching TV, so you might have not paid attention if it was your mom really playing pranks on you. Maybe it was just pre-planned by your parents to get you to pray more. I don't know, just my guess. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I would say, I mean, she did say, am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong. That somewhere in here that, like, it was a toxic household. She insinuated that somewhere. I feel like if there's a lot of fighting and everything in the house, either her parents were already like that, and that's what caused, like, the negative energies to be there, or there was something already in the house, and then after they, like, moved in, that's why, like, you know, there's all this negative energy and stuff like that. I don't fucking know, but baby girl, as I said, learn how to spell because you was fucking me up. I am too, you know, crazy right now to understand what you were saying, and yeah, pray more. Okay, let's do another one. Ooh, hotel ghost. Hotels are scary. I don't know. My man really wants to go to. I'm sorry. I'm always talking about my man. I love my man because he's my best friend. And even though I'm a bitch with no friends, he's my friend. Anyways, he wants to go to a scary hotel, but I'm too scared. Like, I'm really a big baby and I'm a scaredy cat. We be watching like Ghost Adventures and stuff, and I can't handle it. Luna, baby girl. Luna. Oh, she wants to come on the couch. All right, come on. It's okay. She can come on the couch. Come on. Guys, look at my baby girl, Luna. ASMR. Okay, no. Teddy wants to come, but he is way too clumsy. Yeah, relax right there, mamas. This is my baby girl. She's about 7 years old. Can you see her in the camera? Show her. Show her she's looking. Luna, call her, babe.
Luna.
She's so funny. She is sassy, though. Don't be fooled by those eyes. Yeah, but we be watching Ghost Adventures and stuff like that, and I be getting too freaked out. I be like, babe, we can't be watching this no more because I get scared. All right, this is gonna be the last one, and then let me see. Do I have another topic? Unless you guys have any submissions and stuff like that you want to send, please send it to my Instagram. If not, we'll get y'all next Friday. Okay, hotel ghost. Let's do it. It was 2008. My daughter, 16, now 31, was an all-star cheerleader, which meant we traveled for competitions across the U.S. We were living in Maryland at this time and headed to Ohio. I decided to drive instead of fly. It was way cheaper. We would first drive 8 hours or so, cross the border into Ohio, and stay in a hotel. Then we get up early, drive 2 hours to comp. The hotel was only a few years old, Marriott. And as soon as we entered the room, my daughter looks around, heads to the bathroom, walks out, and says, "I don't like this room. Listen to them kids." So, of course, I'm mom and mention how the hotel is. It was nice, clean. Honestly, I didn't get it. I couldn't understand why she didn't like it because that's all she said several times. Anyway, we went to eat, came back to go to bed. Again, she said that she doesn't like the room, and I'm thinking, teenagers, I know, right? I've been thinking that all the time. And oddly, she's using the bathroom with the door open, telling me to not walk over. Again, teenagers, oh, God, get your stress. Sorry, I'm commentating too much. As usual, I watch TV until I fall asleep, and she's already sleeping. I wish I could fall asleep that fast. Later, I turned the TV. Sorry, I just wanted to say more. I'm trying to talk about so big, but now I'm just laughing it out. Later, I turn off the TV as we sleep. Later, I turn off the TV as sleep is headed my way when I hear her rustle in those new crisp sheets. Then again, it was loud, crisp, almost like a whoosh sound. I figured she was pulling those tightly tucked sheets. I don't like this one. I want to cover my feet. I'm laying on my left side, her bed on my right, when the whoosh happens again. Loudly, I turn to see what she's doing when I hear the whoosh going straight up between our beds, crisp as can be. And there, between our beds, is what I think is my daughter, standing with the sheets over her head. You gotta be fucking lying. I'm like, what the heck is she doing? I quickly realize it can't be her because it's almost to the ceiling. That's a tall ass bitch. And there's nothing under the sheet like human structure. When suddenly it drops to the floor fast, making a swooshing sound as it did with the rippling effect. All of the white plummeting down. I was so freaked out. I sat up super fast, trembling, scared, confused, turning the light on, and there's Christine, sleeping in her bed. I didn't know what to do. I turned the TV on, and then it was fully illuminated. Turn off the light as it was starting to wake her up. I was frozen in my bed. That's the thing about being the adult. Like, You know, the little girl, if she saw that, she can go to her mom and be like, mommy, I'm scared. But when you're an adult, bitch, you ain't got nobody to call. It's on you. You gotta fucking figure it out. I hate that shit. Anyway, I was frozen in my bed. There was no way I was getting out of it to look around. Oh, pobrecita. And at that point, the TV would stay on all night. I was so scared, my heart pounding and my breath erratic. It took a while to calm down. I stayed awake a long time, my eyes constantly surveying the room. When I finally fell asleep, a depression on the corner of my bed, like someone was sitting down, woke me. I didn't move much, just my eyes. I was scared, very cautious. I thought maybe it was Chrissy, but nothing was there. Again, I'm awake, then fall back to sleep. Early in the morning, before the alarm would sound, I feel someone bending down to me. Like, you know, you can feel that without hearing it type movement. Thinking about it? Okay, I guess. And then a kiss is planted on my cheek. I froze, popped open my eyes. Nothing is there. Nothing. It wasn't my daughter. At that point, it's time to leave. So when I wake up my daughter, she said something to the effect, "Good, I'm ready to go." We go to the lobby with our bags and get breakfast. It was 6 a.m. While we're at the table, she says to me that she had a terrible night's sleep. I kept her up. Now I feel bad and apologize for the TV when she asked why did I keep sitting on her bed during the night and why the heck did I kiss her cheek this morning. Oh my God, the ghost was molested. You know what I mean, the daughter. I don't know if I can say that word on here. But no, you better go back and run hands with that bitch. Do an exorcism in that hotel. Excuse me, what? This happened to her too? We sat there discussing what the depression felt like. The kiss, a man, fucking pedo. And I think she thought I was messing with her. So I tell her about the crisp sheet rising. Y'all know what was rising. Okay, dark joke. And falling when she plays out. I told you I didn't like this room. I knew it was bad. And it was at that point that I realized why she didn't like the room. Not because she was a moody teenager, but because she felt something that I did not. I hope she didn't feel what I'm thinking. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can joke about this. I'm a survivor. She told me when she walked in the bathroom right away, she felt as if someone died there. That they took their own life. Probably because there was a fucking PO file. That it was dark and foreboding. And that's why she wouldn't close the door when she was in there. And what she hadn't clarified to me was that she hated the room so much. Honestly, if she had told me, I would have changed rooms. But here's the creepier part. I'm gonna pause right there, bitch, because you said it in the beginning that she told you several times and you couldn't get why. And you were like, teenagers. Okay, yeah, so don't even go there. Don't try to blame it on her just because you was scared. After we discussed this, I see a girl at the front desk and decide to go over to her and ask her if the hotel is haunted. Now, this was a new hotel, but I did it anyways. The clerk said, "What room are you in?" I answered and she stood still. Looked at me and walked into the back room and never came out again. Huh? I mean, I stood there for 5 minutes, nothing. We gathered the things to leave and she hadn't came out yet. When we were walking out the sliding doors, I saw her peek her head and pop it in quickly, so bizarre. Or was she messing with me? Who knows? I don't have a lot of paranormal experiences, but the one I've had has stuck with me. I did not feel any foreboding or darkness in the room. It simply scared the crap out of me. Chrissy definitely locked into something I could not sense upon arrival, and I've always thought of myself to be sensitive. I've told this story to many people, but Chrissy does not like hearing it all. She won't discuss it. To her, it's over and done, but the truth is, we know it scared the daylights out of her, which is why she won't relive it. Maria does not own that property anymore. I looked it up on their website. Don't know why. Maybe, just maybe, too many stories have come out of that hotel. Wow. Okay, so was this the same person? So somebody commented and said, I spoke to a Marriott desk clerk once about haunted hotels. I was in town and she told me the Marriott had an exorcist on retainer and travels to different hotels as it needed. Maybe this place wasn't worth the trouble. Oh my God, that's so scary. Yeah, I don't know. That was a freaky ass ghost, I'm gonna tell you like that. And the sheets that was rising is not what you think it was. That's disgusting. I'm so sorry. Okay. Anyways, Yeah, bitch. She told you multiple times that she didn't like the hotel. But I get it. You already paid your money. And you know, sometimes kids be tripping, but that is fucking creepy. You know, this reminded me of this one time. I don't know how, like, good you guys are with, like, paranormal stuff. But I am a firm fucking believer of that shit, okay? I've had my share of experiences that I fucking almost shit my pants in. I know I need to stop cursing. I'm working on that. We're only human. But one time, I was, this was in my childhood home. I need to sit for this one. I'd be scared. Oh my god, my dog ended up right under my foot. Refreshing. One time, I was sleeping, and it was like the middle of the night, right? Obviously, probably like 3 in the morning, like it always is. And I used to share a bed with my sister, like literally the same exact bed. And I was like awake, but I wasn't. It was so weird. It was like I was in this halfway stage or phase of like sleeping. I really don't know how to explain it. The best way I can explain it was like, okay, y'all know the movie Insidious, where whenever they go into like that other world, like how it looks like it's like slightly illuminated but like really really dark. It was that vibe. But I was still in my room, I was in bed, and I remember this shit so fucking vividly. I was laying down, and when I had woke up, I can like see it normal, but I also saw it like the Insidious way. Like I saw it was like split. I saw both ways, like both at the same time. It's not like a fucking split screen, of course, but I saw both of it. Okay, so I can see like the regular world, and then I can see the other world. And this other world, this scary ass bitch fucking comes up and grabbed my fucking feet, pulled me off the bed. I shit you guys, strike me down right now if I'm lying. Literally pulls me off the fucking bed to the point my sister woke up. She saw me. It was about to be fucking drag me to hell in that bitch. I'm at the edge of the bed now, and it was like I want to say it was like a queen size bed. It was like a full queen size bed. It was a big bed, okay, because we were sharing it. Like, even the blankets and everything came off. Like, I remember all that. That bitch was fucking grabbing me. And then, thank God, my mom had came in the room. And then she, like, turned on the lights. And we started praying all this stuff. But it was scary. And now, to this day, I never sleep with my feet uncovered. Listen, bitch, I used to live in Florida. So, all my body was uncovered. I just would have one little part of the blanket on me. Like, just covering my nipple or something. But everything else was out in the open because it was just so goddamn hot. But I remember that bitch. And I remember what the fuck she looked like. And don't ever come back. In Jesus' name, amen. But yeah, that was scary. Okay. Huh? One more? Alright, guys. We're going to do one more because why the not? What is it called? Appalachian Mountains? Appalachian Mountains? Let me look it up. So I've been hearing a lot of stories about, I think it's called, oh God, y'all gonna make fun of me, Appalachian Mountains or something like that. Appalachian. Clearly I can't read, so I can't pronounce shit either. Y'all swear I'm about Appalachian Mountain. I've been hearing so much stuff about that, and it's been freaking me out, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm looking it up now. Let's go on the first one. Appalachian folk horror, ancestral ghosts, conjure magic in the old mountains. West Virginia. I don't want to fucking download nothing, bitch. Just fucking write me a story. I am on Reddit. Do I have to type Reddit too? Reddit stories in the fucking search bar? What, I'm on Reddit? Okay. Do you have any good Appalachian ghost stories? Okay. I live in the heart of the Appalachia, and this is easily the most terrifying story of one of my experiences. Okay, I want to be shitting fucking bricks by the time I'm reading this story, so it better be scary, because the last two was not that scary. It just brought back trauma for no reason. Y'all can tell I'm feeling good, huh? Don't look at me like that. If I move, she starts giving attitude. Like, you're in my... Okay, never mind. You can't see her anyways, but I can see her. That's what matters. Okay, this story may be short, or it may be drawn out. I am recounting these events as I type it, as it was honestly one of my most horrifying things I have experienced. And it brings me genuine stress to think about. This happened maybe 2 to 3 years ago. I live in southern West Virginia and have for my entire life. The woods and mountains surround every direction you look, and nighttime is a darkness that you can never dream of unless experienced. Oh my god, there's this place over here, off topic, there's this place over here I want to go to. I'm in PA and it's called Cherry Springs, and it's like the least light polluted place in the US. I want to go because I want to see the stars. Alright, back to story. I was with a friend, I'll call him Mark. Mark was at my house one evening doing the usual things, watching UFC, playing Xbox, etc. Oh my god, is Mark your doppelganger? It was extremely late when we finally got bored and decided to go on a walk on a nearby trail to smoke a joint. I don't know if I said it, but just okay. This is not a particularly long trail, but it is very dense in the woods that surround it. And it is easy to get freaked out when thinking of your surroundings. We finally get in the hallway, halfway into the trail, about 30 minutes in, where we stop, pack our spliff, and stand on the trail to chill and talk. The forest is very alive tonight. There are always noises in the woods, but the amount of animal activity for the time was unsettling. At this point, it was probably past 1 a.m. This was strange and kind of eerie, but not alerting, as any sort of predatory animal in the area may cause a disturbance. We finished our sesh and continue our walk when we almost immediately, the forest falls dead quiet. Ooh, they say whenever like everything just like stops and it's a silence, that's when shit's about to go down. And as soon as the forest goes quiet, there is a voice. I told you. It almost sounds like a mocking humanoid voice, shaky and uncertain. It might be me. Almost like an old children's toy, like the ones with the crackly speakers and robotic voice, if you know what I mean. This immediately sets us off. We bolt directly down the opposite length of the trail, but the sound does not gain distance. It doesn't get closer, per se, but no matter how far we run down the trail, the eerie voice remains the same volume, going over and over with no quieting or stopping. At this point, I am convinced that we are in genuine danger, something I have felt a very few times. Finally, after sprinting for who knows how long, we exit the trail, grasping for breath and almost at the verge of tears of how frightening it was. We begin to exit the trail, and about 5 minutes from the exit, there was a bone-shaking, heart-stopping, murderous scream from directly behind us. I know what a mountain lion sounds like. This was not an animal. This was not someone playing, watching a movie. These screams sent birds flying from nests and made my heart drop into my stomach. It was the most genuinely depraved and violent scream that I have ever heard. This is a true story that I have only told to maybe 3 people, all of who seem to brush it off as false. I've never been a person to push for the existence of paranormal or spiritual, but I genuinely believe I encountered something inhuman in those woods. Edit. I know I will receive questions such as what was the voice possibly saying, or to explain the area and what happened after. I genuinely cannot remember what the voice was saying, if anything intelligible. I don't know if I could understand it then, and I certainly can't recall understanding it after a few years of blocking it out of my memory. All that I recall is that it was a fluctuating voice and pitch shaking, almost just joining sounds together. After running from the scream at the end of the trail, we ran to the car, which was only about 5 minutes from the trail, so we got there relatively fast from sprinting. Ooh, okay, I really want to go visit, I don't know if I'm fucking saying it right, but y'all bitches know what the fuck I mean, the Appalachian Mountains. I really want to go on the trail. I know that sounds like a really bad idea, but I just want to do it. I've been hearing so many stories about people and their experiences, but like, I just need to go unprepared. Like, I'm gonna need code words and shit that I'm gonna say, you know, like really, really far from the trail. So, like, the ghostesses and stuff won't know. I'm gonna try to be 10 steps ahead of them bitches and just know I'm bringing holy water and a Palo Santo incense. But that's fucking wild. I don't know if I've ever heard any voices and stuff like that. I just be seeing shit. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really heard like a voice or scream besides like nightmares and everything like that. But yeah, that's really fucking freaky. Maybe it was what are those things called, babe, that like the like night shifters or whatever? They have a name to them. We see them in Ghost Adventures a lot. And they say that's what's in like the caves and stuff like that. There's a fucking name for them. Let me hold on. And they always describe it as inhumanoid shapeshifter. No, isn't that an animal? A banjo? I need to figure out what the fuck this is called. Shapeshifter. It's gonna bother me if I don't figure out the name of it. Werewolves and vampires. No, bitch, not no fucking Jacob and Edward. That's not what the fuck I'm talking about, you fucking dumbass hoe. You better know what the fuck I'm talking about when I'm trying to type this. Skinwalkers. That's what it's called. Skinwalkers. You remember? Yeah. I wonder what it's like to encounter those, but I don't want to know either. And like, what is even the point? Like, I get the screaming and stuff like that, so you just wanted to scare them? Like, is that it? That's the energy and everything that they feed off? Okay, so I guess, should I drop it here for Sunday? For Sunday? Okay. Okay, yeah, so guys, on Sunday, we are going to be talking about things like that. We're going to be discussing the Anuki tribe. Anunnaki tribe. And to sum it up, it's basically aliens are demons and they feed off of our negative energy. So you see the correlation. Okay, I'm not going to explain any further. Thank you guys for sitting here and listening to me bullshit and stutter and talk all over my words and go all over the place. I hope I see you guys next Friday again at 10 p.m. If you guys have anything you want to discuss or any submissions and stuff like that, I'm sorry, I couldn't even check my Instagram. My fucking iPad's at 6%. But yeah, just send me your testimonials and stuff like that. And, you know, let's be friendless bitches with no friends together. All right, thank you.